Okay, so we are going to do poppies today, and we're getting getting inspiration from a poppy field. And I want to use this poppy field as an example. One, you get a great picture of the poppy. The poppy is like reds. If you get close, you can see some reds and oranges, and the center of your poppy is black. And if we look at this example, you can see how the poppies get smaller as they go back in space. They're bigger, and then as you go further back, they get smaller and smaller. Here's another good example. Oh my gosh, I'm just destroying this. Here's another great example of how delicate the flowers are and how you see a lot in the front. Here's a huge poppy field, and then how they get smaller as they go into the background with the green field. So today, we are going to start off by drawing a horizon line, kind of in the middle of our paper. I'm going to get out lots of greens, and you can share greens with the people at your table. And again, my grass in the front, my stems, my grass in the front are going to be longer pieces because they're in the front, they're closer up. But then as I go back in space, they're going to get smaller. I'm going fast. You probably won't be able to go quite this fast. And then when they're just back here in the back, they're just going to be a lot of tiny, tiny green lines, almost like a field of green. But I now want to come back. So at your table, you can share. Maybe one person uses this dark green to start with. I'm going to overlap my greens. And I'm going to keep going back in space. Again, they're not all the same size. The stuff in the front is going to be bigger than the lines in the back. And these are the stems. These are grass. All the way to the back. And there's lots of colors of greens you can use. Here's a light green. So by the time I'm done, I shouldn't really see any of that white paper. I want to fill it with greens. And we're using pretty much the new Craypas, so you should all have all these great colors. You can even use some of this mint green. And the mint green kind of blends them all together. When I'm done with that, that's when I can start to do my poppies. And again, things in the front are going to be bigger. So I'm going to do some poppies. And then as they go back, towards the back, towards my horizon line, they are going to get smaller. So as I get to the very back, you might just see a bunch of little red dots. And I want to use reds and oranges. And you've got to press kind of hard to get it to cover over some of that green that you used. So a lot of overlapping of my colors. Yes, when you're done, you're going to fill in the middle with some black. When I'm finished with all that, maybe I come in with a pink or a white and add a little bit of a highlight on my color. The last thing I'm going to do is up here, I'm going to make some clouds. And for my clouds, I'm just kind of making swirlies. And I realize you can't see them very well. But that is why we have watercolors. I'm going to paint the top of my paper with water. Just water. I'm going to wake up my blues. And I'm going to paint my sky. And again, wherever I drew those clouds, they are going to show up as white. And I want to use a couple of different colors of blue in my sky. And I'm going to paint right to my horizon line. And then I am done.